listening to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Your hosts, Nate and John, cover their shared history with the band, discover new music together, and cover the farthest reaches of the Deep Purple family tree and beyond. Here's Nate and John now.
Welcome to the Deep Purple Podcast, a fan podcast devoted to one of the greatest bands in rock history, Deep Purple. Today's episode is episode 383. Come taste.
You'll see.
And coming to you from the suburbs of Chicago, where it's badminton season, not backgammon season. I'm your host, Nathan Beaudry.
And coming to you from the suburbs of Providence, I'm your co-host, John Bark Matola. I didn't use Bark yet, did I?
You're bringing back the classics?
Yes.
You know, I don't think you actually used it. You just told us it was one of the amazing AI suggestions.
Along with Moon Bark. Well, I have a reason for using it today.
I was like, I want a name themed like Bark at the Moon. Moon Bark! Bark Moon, Moon Bark. See what I did?
Sounds like a malfunctioning computer.
Moon Bark. It's a Brian Regan bit. Moon, it's a bark moon. It's a moon bark.
I love that.
So what is your reasoning for why you're finally accepting the amazing AI nickname of Bark?
So I was in a antique store today. It was one near my parents' house because I was in the area, and I had some time. I had an eye appointment, and then I was going to meet my dad for lunch. So I had some time in between. I stopped into this place because I know they have a pretty big record selection, and you never know. So, they had just all the regular ones out, and then they had this. I walked by, and they have the big glass cases, and where they have them locked. Mm-hmm. And there was this one. It was just like all lined up, just all albums, like Iron Maiden on the top, all Ozzy in the middle. Wow. Some Kiss and some other stuff on the bottom. So I'm like, oh, I got to get in this. And I asked him to open it, and one of the albums facing out was a copy of Bark at the Moon, which looked like it was in great condition. And, I pulled out the sleeve. It had a poster in it and everything. I'm like, it was like perfect condition. I'm like, I'm blown away. And it was like $40. And so I'm like,
really?
I would happily pay $40 for this.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, yeah. And then I flipped it over, and I'm inspecting it more closely. 2019 reissue. Immediately put it back. Like, no thanks. I was so excited because it looked so close to it, but it's like, obviously, I look for things that are in that kind of condition from the original era. Like, I don't want these.
Yeah, it's like a reissue. You can just, if that's the case, you just go on Amazon and order it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want the fucking reissue. So he did have a couple of the picture discs. The one with the Ozzy one with the 2-song EP or whatever single he did around like Blizzard of Oz that had like a live song on it and then like an alternate song.
I don't know if I know that one.
I think there were like 2 picture discs and everything. He's like, oh yeah, he goes, the reason those are so high is because you can't find them anywhere. And I'm like, I'd price them a little lower because they're in shitty condition. Otherwise I would have bought them. Yeah. I'm not interested in how rare something is. I want it to be in nice shape.
Yeah, a lot of times they'll I showed my copy of Bananas last time, but now it's like a lot of people are charging so much for that album that now even the CDs, they're like, every so often I'd be like, oh, $100 for Bananas on vinyl. That's a crazy good price. No, it's a CD. It's like the CD is kind of worthless.
Exactly.
But people are like, it must be super. And I did actually one today I posted in the Discord, was a Bananas tour jacket it's kind of an ugly denim jean jacket. It's got the little bananas logo on it, and it's like it says like limited edition 45 of 150 or something, and they wanted $1,600 for it.
Jesus.
But I'm still looking for the banana shaped vibrator, and the jacket, if it was priced at all within the realm of reality, I would definitely consider it. It said never worn. I was like, okay.
Well, that's fine. If you said that maybe Roger wore it, then it would be worth that $1,600.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, stage worn, like when you get a jersey, like a sports jersey that was game worn. It's like Roger Glover wore this ugly ass jean jacket on stage in 2004 or whatever. But folks, we are continuing to breeze through our summer here. Very, very happy to be here and for another random song pick. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see what we get as the thunderstorms roll into the Chicago area, which is, I think I talked about it, but we're still leading the nation in tornadoes in Illinois. More south than here, but yeah, we got some terrible storms. Maybe we'll see coming in.
We'll see
tonight. But we do want to remind you that the Deep Purple podcast is 100% listener supported and ad free. So if you get some value from our show, consider giving us some value back. We put it all back into the show. Put it into concert tickets. More on that later. You can leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. I actually did get I saw a 5-star review on the US site. I'm not really seeing the non-US reviews anymore, but that was exciting. You can buy some merch at our Etsy store, become a patron on Patreon or on PayPal or on Cash App or on Ko-fi or on Super Thanks with YouTube. Check out the show notes for more information. If you become a patron, you get access to our patrons only Discord, which is really popping off today. Get access to our rating spreadsheet, invites for live stream episodes, links to submissions for all of our album rankings episodes, and access to our Too Hot for YouTube forbidden episodes via Patreon. And I believe the last Too Hot for YouTube episode that got banned was our Bark at the Moon episode, interestingly enough, since John just brought that up. So yes, this I think is the last week I'm going to be able to announce this. Well, no, I guess I will announce it next week as well. But we have 2026 tour dates as of this recording. Next Monday, a week from today, we will be in Indianapolis. John, Rich, and myself will all be in Indianapolis. And then the next night we'll be in Highland Park, Illinois. Not far from Chicago at all. Beautiful venue, Ravinia. I've never been to the place in Indianapolis. So very exciting that that'll happen. We've already been to Great Woods or whatever they call it now for a show without John, unfortunately. Was it the Xfinity Center?
I think so.
Okay. And then also just a reminder, our next upcoming rankings episode will be the reunion album, Perfect Strangers. So get your rankings in. And yeah, that's all we got. I don't have any. Do you have any mail this week? Oh no, we were saving it for an episode that already happened as of hearing this. Okay.
Right. Oh, this timeline is screwing with my head.
Yeah, it's really confusing. We need Doc Brown to write the timeline on a chalkboard so we can kind of understand. All right. So with that, I guess it just brings us to our this week's Purple Pewter 3000 random song pick, and it's my turn to fire up the computer and press on John Lord's little nose so that it generates a song. So yeah, and I have, I think, figured out the issue with you, but we won't know until next week when you get to push John's nose and get the random song generator. So with that, any other orders of business before we fire up the computer?
Were you going to skip the patrons this week?
Did I? Did I skip the patrons? Oh my goodness, that's not good. I'm a bum.
I'm surprised that I knew that. I was actually going to let you go with it because I'm just like, yeah, come on, let's breeze through this. Let's go.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Let's get this over with. At the executive level tier, speaking of the patrons and the people that support our show and keep the lights on, at the in memoriam tier, the wonderful late Gerald, Jerry, Kelly, and family. At the $25 uncommon man tier, we have Mr. Ovis Nakfi, whose book, Before We Forget, is on Amazon. Make sure to do a review. Give it 5 stars, talk about how amazing it is, and then buy it and read it. In whatever order you want. We also have the 20 is plenty tier, Mr. Allen. At the 10-pound good doctor tier, we have Dr. Mike Catan. Well, I don't know. He's a little closer to Indianapolis, so I don't know if he's going to go to Indianapolis. You'll have to let us know. Shoot me a text. Let me know. At the turn it up to $11 tier, Clay Wambacher, Frank Thielgard Mortensen, Mickelstein, Will Porter, PhDPP, and Michael, do not, under any circumstances, call him Bradford Bagford. At the $10 someone came tier, Ryan M., Jeff Bryce, Victor Campos, Better Call Saul Evans. Taking it back to the original for that one. And Peter from Illinois. At the 8-pound lesser-known patrons tier, Robert Smith. And at the Deep Thoughts by John Matola tier, the one and only Fielding Fowler.
And now, Deep Thoughts by John Matola.
I don't understand why everybody is so, like, perplexed by this. It's just like, they think like I'm the guy that invented Reese's or something. Or
Feelings on fire tonight.
I don't know what that was in reference to.
Me neither. Jeez.
And then, of course, the Deep Purple Podcast Hall of Fame, starting with
Rich, Youngwee, Shaylor.
I know who Rich is. Rich is my favorite.
Jorg Planer and Norman Weichelbaum. Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple Podcast. As of today, I believe it was either today or yesterday. I think it was this morning, early this morning, Ian Gillan announced a speaking tour.
That sounds cool.
I know, but it's only in England. So, but it's a year from now. So we got some time to think about it. Don't know, of course, obviously very early on in the thing, but Norman Weichelbaum emailed me today to say, are you going? And a bunch of people talked about going. And obviously it's a no-brainer for our folks that live in the UK. Norman's in Austria, but he's going to fly over there. He's already made up his mind. So a little bit more of a flight for us. But yeah, I haven't been to England since 1993, so I've been dying to go back since I got home from England in 1993. So,
wow.
It would be a shame to go just for that, like for a couple of days. Like I would love to go to England again and really see some of the stuff I saw before, see some new stuff. I mean, it would be great. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Too early to say now. I had some good friends of mine, Joe and Ryan, lived in London for the past, 8 or 9 years, and they just moved back. So we would have had a great place to stay.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, good job, Joe and Ryan, you bums. Now they live right next to us. So,
well, I meant you from not taking advantage sooner.
I thought you were saying good job for them for moving. Now we don't have a place to crash.
Well, both. Why not?
Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah, that's it. So, I guess now we are ready to fire up the Purple Pewter 3000.
Yes.
We haven't upgraded yet. So, here we go. And I will tell you the title when it spits it out.
Hello, Commander. Computer reporting.
All right. And the random song is... Oh! Wow. Nice. That is really weird. The song is Gypsy's Kiss off of Perfect Strangers, I guess. I was like, oh no one will know what we're talking about if I don't say it. Of course, they've known all along. But it's really weird because as of today, they officially released the audio single for the new song Guilt Trippin'. And they released the video yesterday, and they made an EP of it that's got a couple live songs. It's got Anya and what was the other one? Portable Door.
I was listening. Yes, I was listening to that today, actually.
Yeah. So I listened to the new song, and I listened to the after that it was Arrogant Boy, and then it did the 2 live songs, and then right after that, it says, okay, we're gonna select a song that's, the algorithm says, here's what you would like if you liked that, and it was Gypsy's Kiss off of Perfect Strangers. So I listened to it a matter of like, I don't know, 2 hours ago, which is unusual. But yeah, so that was funny because as I was listening, I was like, oh man, I wonder when we'll pill this one. It's kind of weird. Now it makes it sound like I did this on purpose, but John knows I didn't because he saw the random script run. Wow. Okay, it's just weird how coincidences like that happen. So let me go to my my studio albums here. Gonna find Perfect Strangers. Perfect Gypsy's Kiss is track 6, the second song on the second side. And I've got it all queued up. So off the bat, any thoughts about Gypsy's Kiss?
Well, I mean, it's hard to hard to tell right now because I mean, everything on Perfect Strangers was like pretty much like a almost like a 4, 4.5, 5, But yeah, Gypsy's Kiss, I remember rating that pretty high. So
I want to say, like Perfect Strangers is one of our top ranked albums because like the material is so strong. Like every song got a really good ranking. Yeah, like I think almost everything on the album was a 4 at the minimum.
Yeah. So how about? I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I remember thinking like, wow, I like this album as a whole way more than I remembered.
Yes.
Nice surprise. But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to it thinking, man, this is, and I was kind of thinking of when we ranked the album and how well it did, and thinking, all the material on this album is strong. This one's really great. I guess we could save most of it for when we get into the song proper here. But yeah, wow, what a nice pull. I'm excited about this one. And this continues our trend. We haven't had any repeats on any albums yet. So, I guess we should do is talk about our playlists for this album. John, do you want to go to scroll down and see what your here's Perfect Strangers? What? Oh, looks like you've got it on your playlist.
I already have it. Yep, I have that and Hungry Days, which was actually my least favorite song, I believe, on the album.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And then mine, I have Under the Gun and Perfect Strangers. So Perfect Strangers is going to be a tough one to get out, to bump out. But Gypsy's Kiss. All right. Should we just do our next round of patrons and then get into the track?
Yes.
Tracks. All right. At the $6.99, the nice price tier, Spike the Rock Cat's Ghost and Sugar Tea. At the episode $6.66 tier, we have Steve Coldwell.
Get it together, Steve.
Arthur Smith.
Getting support from the patron Arthur Smith.
And Charles Meadows. At the $6.65 almost evil tier, Kenny Wymore, Richie Sucksmith, and Sarah Jane.
My Sarah Jane.
At the 70 Norwegian kroner tier, Kai Runa, Yes, I'm Norwegian Olsen. At the $5.99, the nice price tier, Mr. Adrian Hernandez.
Hernandez error.
Hey, who the hell are you?
And Scalloped Strat Matt. Oh, speaking of Scalloped Strats, I saw somebody posted like a meme the other day, and it was like, it's like my guitar has negative frets, and it was like after the the hell is that thing called? The thing the strings go over before they go into the machine heads. The thingy that they go over. There were like frets going up the headstock, and they were scalloped. It was like, I couldn't tell if somebody actually did it as a joke or if it was, I don't think it was AI, but yeah, it was just kind of a funny thing. Like, my guitar has negative frets. So it made me think of scalloped Strat Matt.
Isn't that more frets?
Well, no, it's negative because they're behind the thing.
Oh, all right, never mind.
The thing, like
yes, the thing. I don't know what the thing is.
It's I want to say nut, but there's no nut involved.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
I think it is called the nut, which is weird because
you're a nut.
Ah, you nut. Ah, you nut. Ah, Zuli, you old nut. Remember he says that in Ghostbusters? Ah, Zuli.
Ah, Zuli, you old nut.
Ah, Zuli, old nut. Then, okay, where was I? Patrons. Then we have, at the 60 kroner Scandinavian Nights tier, intermittent DJ, Newt Martin Johansson. Ooh, that was one of his smoothest jobs yet. Nice job, Newt. At the €5.50 tier, we have Merline Rota. At the £4 Lucy 4 tier, we have Duncan Leask.
Smoke on the water while you're in the sky.
In honor of a Mark II song. At the $5 moneylender tier, John Convery, German Heindel, Jesper Alman, Alexei the Perfect Stranger, Slepakov, Kev Roberts, Scott Zerns, Cynthia Doobie, Raf Calf.
Do you guys ever have sex?
Coyote Bongwater. John Maselli.
Well, the facial hair threw me, She's a big girl, too,
Jelly Bean, Evan Robeson, Purple Swede.
Sweet, 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 sweet.
Ralphie Lee.
I hope to meet you again real soon. You have a good, deep, purpley day.
Joe Dopefish Sigler. And our newest patron, Robert DeLoro. Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple podcast. Okay, Gypsy's Kiss, of course. Just a reminder, we do have a lyrics webpage. As far as I can tell, only ad-free complete lyrics page for all Deep Purple songs on the internet at the moment. So I'm going to send John a link to the Perfect Strangers section.
Already got it.
Oh, he's got it bookmarked. This guy is unbelievable.
Yeah.
The level of professionalism that you see every episode. All right, scroll down to Gypsy's Kiss here, and yeah, this is going to be interesting because if I see the word gypsy in a song, I generally kind of tune out because it's like such a trope, and it's not really an appropriate term anymore. But I have a feeling we're going to be saying it a lot.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can't get any more that than like the gypsy.
Yeah, the gypsy is very.
I mean, it's basically like you're not even trying to work it into a title anymore. You're just like, how about just the gypsy?
Yeah.
Okay.
What about the gypsy? I don't know.
Well, this one's A Gypsy's Kiss.
A Gypsy's Kiss. All right, so here we go. Let me fire up the song. And here it is, A Gypsy's Kiss off of 1984, Perfect Strangers. So I was like, at first I was thinking kind of like Survivor, right? Or even like Pink Floyd. What the hell's the song? Teacher, leave those kids alone, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Another brick in the wall. There we go.
There you go. You're not really slow on the draw today, here, Nate.
Yeah. What else is new? But yeah, kind of not a typical start to a Deep Purple song. What you'd expect.
I like it.
I like it too. It doesn't go right into the riff, but you kind of hear this little chugging, and then we get some variations here. Let's see what else comes. So that's what I remember now. I was in the car. That bomb, 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 bomb. It was I was like, what does that remind me of? And then I figured out after a few minutes it was Little Chalk Blue. That da na 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 na.
Oh,
and then
okay.
I put on. It didn't play Little Chalk Blue next, but I just went and found it and played it because I wanted to hear that. But yeah, really good energy. I love this I love when they kind of throw you for a loop here and you're expecting this to go a certain way, but it totally doesn't. And it comes in with like this really cool energy.
Yeah, no, definitely. It definitely has like that different feel. I think the sound of the bass too, the kind of like, it's not chugging. It's very, like you said, it's very like, Survivor or something like that. It's that 80s production on it, but Richie comes in, you hear John in the background building up. I mean, it's obviously Deep Purple, but it's got a little of that at the time like modern, sound to it.
Yeah, I wonder what equipment he was using at this point, because I know like towards the end of Rabo he was using that Gibson Explorer, which I've never played one. I hate the way they look. But if Roger used it, it must have had some good tone to it. And then he was playing, what was it, like a Yamaha or something? He had this like white bass and it had like the lace sensor pickup in it. I don't know if that's what he was using at this point for the recording of Perfect Strangers, but I know he used that on the tour, so it might have been. But I don't think he was, it almost kind of reminds me of that treble punch of a Rick, but I think he was well beyond using that at this point. So let's see where it goes now. It's so funny because he does that that laughing stuff so often now, but I forget that. I always think of it as more of a modern Gillan thing, but he's always kind of been doing it.
No, that's his shtick.
Yeah. Well, I thought the word gypsy was going to be the biggest problem with these lyrics, but now I'm reading it, I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what any of this means.
Well, it just seems like a bunch of like, John saying what you can. Like, I don't know if he means like John San, like Japanese, like San, I think they call it an honorific. I don't know. La La Jeanette dancing sand. Your guess is as good as mine on that. What's the mystery, my son? There's a lot of mystery right now with that first section. I have no idea what the hell he's talking about. Then he says, Gypsy. Go ahead.
I don't know. It's maybe that last line is kind of the key to it. It's part of history, my son. Maybe he's like talking about all of the like historic. Well, they're not historical figures, but it's like times or types of people in history.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I just searched up La La Jeanette, and all that comes up is the lyrics for this song, so that's not a thing. Let's see, Gypsy Dan. Gypsy Dan burned his hand. There we go. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that Gypsy Dan horse pedigree. Oh, there's a kind of horse called a Gypsy Dan. Oh my God, I need a password to access the site. It's the Pedigree Online Thoroughbred database. Oh, Gypsy Dan was probably the name of a horse that raced, not like a type of horse. That would make sense. Gypsy Dan coming along the corner and say what you will is on his tail. And, they always have these stupid names. Gypsy Dan. Yeah, I can't find anything else besides the famous horse Gypsy Dan. And then we got Wan Ton Wan with your Chinese fan.
That I read that I liked. That was
Wanton Wan. Again, all that's coming up is the lyrics for the song.
yeah. So I mean, this is Gillen speak, you know.
I did find a Oh, never mind. I'm finding like a thread on an old Deep Purple message board about nonsensical lyrics, and this one is being referenced along with Sun King by the Beatles, and some Captain Beefheart. So yeah, so I guess this is going to push us to our limits. Not that we're particularly great lyrics analyzers, although you've been getting a lot of credit for your lyrics analyzation. So. Or analysis, not analyzation.
Great. From who? You?
I've heard it from a few people. Most recently from Mr. Scott Haskins, as Peter Gardeau calls him. But you have had some great insights. So it says Haskins. It's a part of. It's he calls him. I can't tell at this point if he's calling him that because he thinks it's his name still, or if he's just doing it to be a wise ass. Yeah, so then it's part of history, my son. So I don't know. I think it's time to move on to the next
reveal
part because this is too weird. It looks like the rest of the song is pretty crazy too. So let's go. All right. So murder and rape with your power, the 10th revolution in faraway days. I'm almost wondering if this is stuff I should be Googling, because I don't know what's really going to happen. Like, or what, like if any of this is going to make any sense. What do you think?
I mean, I don't. Yeah, this is probably lyrically the most difficult that we've come up against because, I mean, I feel like, him, like naming, I don't know, I guess types of people, like, dancing in the sand, Gypsy Dan, Chinese fan. So, all right, so you're talking about like different cultures, history. Murder and rape with your power. So maybe like, the inequity and, what is it, like social classes or whatever, 10th revolution. Like it's something historical, he's trying to reference here, but I'm not really getting it. Or it feels like, it's like he's trying to, like tell a story historically, but I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know if it's talking like you said, you kind of put a spin on it, which is talking about these people that are murdering and raping, and that maybe there's a revolution on the horizon. But I'm wondering whether Gypsy's kiss comes in this. This comes to this, a Gypsy's kiss, all your power is going to fade in the haze. So I don't know how the Gypsy's kiss is going to do that. And it also kind of like makes me wonder, what are we going to do when we get to a song like Black Knight, which is completely intentional nonsense lyrics. I mean, there's a lot of songs like that, but all right, let's this next bit looks like it's going to be interesting. So,
well, this is the first time that I have seen that he said space truckers.
Yeah, that one we know.
He referenced another song.
But Yahoo Jume Gebilyahid. So he says the senorita said, but he sounds like he's doing more of like a, I don't know if he's doing some sort of, it looks like he's spelling something out phonetically to go in with an accent. I just don't know exactly what accent he's going for. And I'll drag your lungs out through your nose. Sounds like a threat. Space truckers free and high. Teamsters get you by and by. That should keep you on your toes. Okay, I know what a teamster is. I know what a senorita is too. So a teamster obviously is like from the Teamsters Union, and they're known for being. My first exposure to Teamsters was in the movie Summer School, when they're like when they're negotiating with the teacher, and he's like, "You guys are like Teamsters," but they were known for being a pretty ruthless bargaining union on behalf of the workers, but also like maybe they killed people. I don't know.
Right.
Wasn't it like, was Jimmy Hoffa like one of the teams? Wasn't he related to the Teamsters?
Yeah, and then he disappeared.
Yeah. What was there's a movie where he says like, he's talking about how dangerous somebody is, and he's like, oh yeah, they say he's got Jimmy Hoffa's wristband in his desk drawer, or wristwatch in his desk drawer or something, showing how dangerous some guy is. But yeah, that's kind of what I think about with this one. But yeah, it's hard to see how it's really connecting. The Teamsters get by, and maybe the Teamsters represented the space truckers.
Maybe.
My best guess.
Instead of regular truckers.
And then that should keep you on your toes. Now it sounds like he's writing to us specifically. He's like, one day these two jackasses are going to come along and try to analyze these lyrics. And I'm going to keep them on their toes with all this nonsense I'm
yeah, exactly.
together.
I don't know. I'm not sure what this means. I mean, it's because we have we have the beginning lyrics here. That's like, I feel like, it's talking about like different cultures, like,
yep.
Throughout the world. And then like I guess like the abuse of power, murder and rape with your power, the 10th revolution, like people rising up against it. And all your power is going to fade. So maybe, with all the different cultures and everything on Earth, and people in power, eventually, like whether you're rich or poor, or probably in this case the rich, like one day, they're not going to be in power forever. Maybe it's like it's something about the inequity of what's the word? I guess power. The inequity, class inequity, or something like that, Like that's the first one. I feel like that's what I'm getting from the first, couple of lines. Maybe this is part of it. I don't know. Yahoo Jummy Gabail. What the hell all that is.
Heed.
Yeah.
But heed, isn't that like that's like Scottish?
Oh yeah, maybe. Okay.
So, heed, like Mike Myers and So I Married an Ask Motor. Heed.
Yeah, the senorita. So he's saying something else about what do you call it? Like other cultures. It sounds like a bunch of nonsense.
Well, yeah, because he's approximating a Scottish accent, but he's saying the senorita said it. And then I'll drag your lungs out through your nose. Not a very senorita-y thing to say, but I do like the how you talked about that last three lines, which is, it's like the space truckers are free and the teams like. So if you're talking about these people in power, like the space truckers are like the working class, and the Teamsters are gonna get you, and it's gonna keep you on your toes. And maybe it is about that. Maybe it is about class inequity.
Yeah, I mean, so far, if you put it, well, yeah, it seems like so far we're putting it together, and it's just like, I'm assuming I'm assuming these are Gillan lyrics. They have
It
to
doesn't
be.
look like a ton of Roger influence here, but you never know.
Yeah, but I mean, it
I
seems
think
like
Roger probably took one look at it and was like, "Yeah, you're on your own with this one. I'm not. I don't even know where to begin."
he's like, I'm just gonna go. But it's like, it seems like, let's say Gillan is painting this kind of a bizarre, as he usually does, this bizarre world with colorful, characters, a bunch of different, all different like people and races, and they're all kind of, quirky and whatever, like he is, and they're all kind of bumping into each other, and stuff is happening. Like, it's just every, all sorts of crazy stuff in life is just kind of coming together.
It's like his version of "We Didn't Start the Fire." Well, at least it looks like it's going to get there later.
Yeah. 1, 2, Wan, Chinese fan.
Oh my God.
But I don't know. I'm struggling to put this together, but it's like I feel like I'm getting, like, maybe it's supposed to just be chaotic. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot kind of going on here. So,
yeah.
All right, let's get to the next section here. Where's my song? Here it is. So we know they're obsessed with gypsies.
But I mean, it's probably like, obviously metaphorical,
I think it is, but I think there's some sort of like of this like air of like of the exotic, oh, it's a gypsy, like, oh, a gypsy woman came by and she was so, exotic and she was so different, for this different culture, like I think that's kind of that's always the impression I got. So they say they got a gun at your head, but you ain't necessarily playing their game. They can't resist a gypsy's kiss. All that's needed to drive them insane.
All right, so I feel like these are a little easier. This feels a little more put together than, 1, 2 fan and gaggly goo Yahid. I don't know.
Gaggly goo.
Well, they've got a gun at your head, right? So now we're talking about like right? So let's just say it's it symbolizes like whoever authority having a gun to your head, right? For control, because like earlier they talked about what do you say, the 10th revolution.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody's got a gun at your head, but I'm not playing your game. So like, you got a gun to my head, but it's like whether you have, me under your control or something, it's like you're not breaking my spirit. Like I'm not submitting. You know what I mean? Like even, like it's like rebellion,
mm-hmm.
right? And they can't resist the gypsy's kiss, that drives them insane. So maybe the gypsy's kiss is like the I'm trying to think like the refusing to refusing to obey, like the being under their control, and it drives them nuts. Like metaphorically, you have the gun to my head, but like, you're not breaking my spirit, and that's driving them nuts. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, when you see like a movie or something and they're like beating somebody up, or like, pistol whipping them, and they're just like, come on, tell us the code, McGee, and
they like spit out blood and then laugh.
Yeah, and he's just like, yeah, go ahead, beat me up all day, and they're just like, and it makes them even madder. Like that's what it makes me think of.
Yeah, and that always makes me think of how quickly I would crack They would just take out
Well,
the
yeah, me
pistol and I'd
too.
be like, what do you want to know?
But yeah, this line right here, I think is like the most kind of like you could put together the most from this because there isn't a bunch of gibberish in here.
Yeah, and I was thinking of it. I like your take on it. I was thinking of it more literal, like they've got a gun to your head, and you're not playing their game, and then like that the gypsy is in cahoots with you and comes along and gives them a kiss, and they like can't resist because because like the gypsy is seen as so exotic and so whatever. And I apologize to any of the Romani people who may be listening. I don't. I know this is not the preferred term, but yeah. So it's like they're like they can't resist it. This like mythical woman who's in all of her exotic charms or whatever. So that kind of like distracts them, and that's how maybe you're able to conquer. And maybe that is mostly metaphorical what I just said, but that's how the lowly workers are able to conquer their oppressive bosses. Who knew there was such a such a struggle going on in this song? Literally, even though I just listened to it like a couple of hours ago, I totally was tuned out driving home from work, did not listen to lyrics at all, even though
I never do
what we're doing. Yeah, even I can't like reprogram my brain to do it unless we're doing something like this. Okay, next section. So wow, that was a lot.
That was the least complex part of the whole song. if you think about it, I was just like,
I guess I can understand, even though I could never play any of it, I understand the musicality of it much better than I understand these lyrics. But yeah, I mean, I love that boom. When they start doing those hits, and then an amazing Richie solo.
Yeah, very orchestral very orchestral, and then Richie just blazes in with his chaotic nature.
Very chaotic Richie solo. Love it. And then John solo is incredible as well. Just
I mean, they definitely sound improvised.
And a little bit of a thing like Burn, the be-do-do, 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 be-do-do. They've kind of like bouncing all around, covering a lot of bases, but that's like a huge break in the song. I didn't time it, but it's got to be at least a full minute and a half. Instrumental interlude is amazing, and then just no time wasted, goes right back into the crazy ass lyrics we've been talking about. So I think that's one of the better or best versions of that sort of thing that Deep Purple's ever done, and they've done a lot of things in that vein, but that's just incredible. Loved it. All right, let's see where they go from with this lyrics. All right. So here we go.
Well, this is becoming clearer now.
Yeah, John Wayne, the Alamo, Crazy Horse, Geronimo, I'll smoke a piece with you.
All right, so when you have John Wayne, who is the, you know, symbol of the, Westerns and, the American frontier and all that, it's like, hey, Pilgrim.
another one
another spot on
over here.
another spot on impression from me. Hey, Bill. Hey, this is John Wayne meeting Obama. Hi there, Pilgrim. Good Lord.
Yes, I'm Obama. Okay, Pilgrim.
Or that.
I'm John Wayne. I'm Obama. It's uncanny, folks. But yeah, so it's interesting that he goes into this whole. He's talking about a gypsy, but then this is the first time he doesn't say something about the gypsies. Well, no, I guess that's in the next section. Sorry.
Yeah.
But John Wayne, the Alamo, Crazy Horse, Geronimo, these are all distinctly American things.
Right. But, you have like John Wayne, who was the cowboy, right? And then Crazy Horse and Geronimo, who were kind of like his opposition.
Yes.
I guess historically. Right. So again,
he was talking. He was talking about John Wayne would represent. Well, I guess it was different in the 50s, but now,
like Americana.
And by now, I mean 1984. John Wayne would represent more of the oppressor, and Crazy Horse and Geronimo more of like the downtrodden or people that are fighting for their very survival or whatever. And then he says, "I'll smoke a piece with you." So it's kind of like. I don't know if that's miswritten. I don't know if the lyrics are in the final, but I don't want to dig it out. But it says peace, like Piece, but I wonder if but it's a peace pipe, Peace. So wouldn't it be like smoking a piece with you? Like I want to take like John Wayne and Crazy Horse and Geronimo and the Alamo, I guess. Well, all five of us will sit around the fire, including the giant Alamo, and then we smoke he wants to make peace with all of these people rather than continuing on this.
Right, smoke a pipe, yeah.
Yeah, like
smoke the peace pipe.
Like, can we get together and even though one person might be more on the wrong than the other, or one side might be wrong the wrong, can we just forget it all and come together?
Right, despite the differences, like let's work together type of thing.
I used to have a peace pipe.
I wasn't expecting that.
When I was like a little kid.
Oh.
No, and I never smoked anything out of it, and I don't have it any longer. But I had one when I was like 8. There's a picture of me as a kid like smoking a peace pipe. I don't know why
the weird things that they have us do. Do
a lot of that stuff going around then. But then he says, mind, body, heart, and soul. We got rock and roll, and there's nothing they can do. That's like that last part's a very like almost played out trope, right? In rock, it's like we've got rock and roll. It's gonna, it's like that very that's a very common theme you see in like hard rock around this time.
Right. Well, I mean, this kind of, I feel like it echoes like earlier lyrics, right? Because mind, body, heart, soul, we got rock and roll, there's nothing you can do, right? It's kind of the same as a gypsy's kiss, that's all that's needed to drive them insane. Right? It's like what I was saying before is just like the inner inner freedom or whatever, I guess you could say, of like, not being afraid of your oppressors or whatever. Now he's just saying we got rock and roll. Like, so now this is, I guess it's tying together is like, I don't know, like the spirit of rock and roll is like,
is rock and roll is my religion and my Lord.
Yeah, exactly. Like liberation or like, like people's, religion and stuff like that. So it's like, no matter what you do, you're not going to break my spirit.
I really like that interpretation, and tying it in with what you said earlier is great too. Like a gypsy's kiss is all your power is going to fade. And thinking about it more like that almost symbolizes like this. Maybe you've got this pure, beautiful relationship with this gypsy woman, and a kiss from her can break the spell of all of this horror and destruction that you've brought upon us. And then in this one, it's like rock, man, we've got rock and roll, man. Like that's like the thing that's gonna bring us all together, and you can't take it away. There's like nothing you can do at a certain point to like prevent us from experiencing this and having this. It reminds me of Jörg Planer, who grew up in East Germany, and he was like, he's like literally the world's white snake expert, and he's helped us with so many episodes. He's just a great guy. But I remember talking to him years ago, and I'm saying like he never even heard of or heard Whitesnake until like the early 90s, after the wall fell, because it was forbidden. You couldn't broadcast that stuff on the radio. You couldn't expose people to this. And it's like, so he's like, I come to it from that era as being my kind of era, enjoying the band, even though he's a little bit older. He's plenty old enough to have experienced their stuff in the early 80s and late 70s, but he would have never been exposed to it. And it's like when that all broke down, it's like you couldn't hold it back anymore. Like you could be arrested for listening to the wrong radio station or whatever. That was very much that was always the thing, right? You'd smuggle in Blue Jeans and Beatles tapes into Russia, if you went, it's like, and you could sell them to people because people would be like, oh, I want your American Blue Jeans. That's my Russian accent. It's great. But yeah, so maybe there's a bit of that in there.
Yeah.
Who knew there was so much going on with the song? I mean, we could completely have it wrong, but this is our official Deep Purple podcast interpretation so far.
Yes.
All right. So we've only got a little bit left lyrically. Let's tackle it. Oh, sounds like Richie was about to fall down the stairs again. But I don't know. The more I read into it now, the more I think we might be right. Like if you read this last section, the small voice of truth is heard over the shouting despair of the crowd. Like, oh, we're so downtrodden. These people, oh, there's no use. We're going to be under the jackboot of this oppressive whatever for long. And there's one small voice that kind of sticks out, and it's that hope of that gypsy's kiss, as you will. And then I like that last part, like gets you strong for crying out loud, which kind of has a double meaning. It's like it gets you strong for you are crying out loud, or it gets you strong for crying out loud. It could mean either way.
Well, right. I mean, when you say for crying out loud, you're usually just like exasperated, like, oh my God, like it's so obvious.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Usually that's when I'm like, oh, for crying out loud. It's usually when I'm like exasperated.
My grandma always used to say, oh, for heaven's sake. She would say it and then when she got, she had dementia and everything. As she got older, like you'd just be driving around with her in the car, and she'd say it for everything. You'd drive by and there'd be like a billboard, and it's like speedy mufflers. And she goes, speedy mufflers. Oh, for heaven's sake. She would just say it for anything that happened. She was just like, oh, for crying out loud. But yeah, I think that could be it. So who would have thought that the song was about this? Maybe it's not. Maybe we got it completely wrong. If you've got a different interpretation, let us know. Oh, I forgot to mention, we do have a voicemail now. You can leave us a voicemail. So it's in the show notes right there in your podcasting. Just tap on it. It brings you to a site. You can do it right from your phone. You can leave us a voicemail. Nate and John, your interpretation of a gypsy's kiss is totally off base.
It's trash.
You guys are fools. It's trash. You guys are trash.
So do we have any more of this? We have music to listen to, right?
We do. We do.
Right.
And John's like, move this along.
Hit it.
The summer is not breezy enough. Here we go. So Richie's really feeling it at the end there, huh? Well, through the whole song, like he's.
Yeah, I forgot how just raw his soloing was.
He's like completely. It's like letting like a rabid dog off of the chain. You know, he's just like he just goes crazy. At the beginning part of that, like right when it came out of that verse part, it sounded like there was something else going on in the background. And I couldn't quite put my
I saw your face. I saw your face where it's just kind of like underneath, or
it almost sounded like the ghost of a previous guitar track, or maybe it was something John was doing on the organ. But you know, sometimes like there's bleed through, or you know what? If he overdubbed, say, the guitars, but he played something like solo-ish live with the band, like sometimes that stuff will just get left in the mix. But anyway, that's what that sounded like to me.
No, but there was definitely something in here that was in that part was a little different, because I saw you kind of do that.
I furrowed my brow.
Yeah. So, well, what do we think? What do we think of a Gypsy's Kiss? I mean, obviously, we like the song. You know, it's like musically, it's great. Now we're doing the lyrics, and I would say that with the first couple of lines, I was like, oh God, like how are we? Like, I don't know what I'm going to get out of this.
I was like, we've painted ourselves into a corner here with this format.
But it's all of a sudden it's like a big, the hurricane format, just
yeah.
The tsunami format. It's like, how am I going to do these lyrics? It just blew me out of the water.
But it's like it's kind of like putting together a puzzle, or like you know what I mean? Like
this one definitely, yeah.
Like figuring it out. Like you start off with we basically start off with nothing. Like I don't even know what to say, and then we, you know, either deciphered or made our own narrative as we went on as to what this song is actually about.
Well, I mean, now that we have the full picture, it does seem like Gillan was like painting like a picture or whatever of a central theme. Mm-hmm. Now that we saw like, you know, kind of some repeating motifs like the Gypsy's Kiss and everything, was that mankind is like there's always these struggles, you know, between the classes, or struggle for power, you know, left and right, rich and poor, whatever. But through all of that, the person who like has that, you know, that spirit inside, you know, the Gypsy's Kiss, they won't be defeated, you know, like the, you know, the person who's getting beaten up and he spits the blood, you know, like you said.
Yeah.
So
maybe it's the kiss is a metaphor as well. Not only the gypsy, but the kiss is like that you've got that spark, or that you're that blessing in you, or that whatever it is.
Like that joyfulness, or you know what? That thing that doesn't let like the bastards beat you down.
Yeah,
You know,
so that beginning scene. I forgot which one it is. It's one of the James Bond movies. I think it's the first one with the newish guy. What the hell's his name? The guy that plays James Bond. The guy who's in like
the newish like now or newish like many?
The newest guy.
I don't know.
You know who I'm talking about. But anyway, there's that one scene he's like like they're just kicking the shit out of him at the beginning of the movie, and he's like they've got like this giant thing and they're just like hitting rain into his balls, and it's like, oh, it's like not only do I think you could not withstand that, but I think he'd be dead if they did that.
Oof, yeah.
It's brutal. Just even watching it, even thinking about it, I'm like, oh,
ouch,
brutal. But yeah, he had the Gypsy's kiss. That's why he was James Bond actor. You know the guy.
I don't know.
Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig.
No, didn't he? Wasn't he playing him in like 2010?
I said newest, not new.
I don't know if there was like any more. Like,
you're gonna say George Lazenby.
I don't know. I was thinking Daniel Craig, but I'm just like, well, I mean, he's not new by now. I mean, that was
no, but he's the newest. The newest.
All right. The latest.
Haven't they been talking about like a new James Bond for like the last 10 years and they still don't have one?
I don't know.
So
maybe.
You always see stories come, who's going to be the new James Bond? Like, and it never seems to actually come out who it's going to be. All right. Anyway, that is Gypsy's Kiss. And while John fumbles with the spreadsheet, I will fumble with our last round of patrons. And that is, of course, our foundation level patrons coming in at the £3.50 Deep Purple New York tier. We have Lord Longford. At the £3 Aromatic Feed tier, Simon Ford. At the €3.50 tier, Weston Supermare Pilgrim. And the 293 pence tier, we have
Blackmore Tights.
At the €2.50 Too Many Tears tier, Soldier of Fortune.
Too many tears.
At the $3.33 Halfway to Evil tier, Stephen Sharp. And at the $3 Nobody's Perfect tier, Peter Gardeau.
Pete who?
Ian DeRosier. Mark Roback. Stuart McCord. Ivan Fjeldbu. Runar Simonson. Ruinous Inadequacies, Corey Morissette. Ashley. Oh, that was fast. Adam Cork, Tim Wood, Steve Down to Earth Kohler.
Make your love.
At the 19.31 Cold Hard Danish Kroner tier, Karsten Lau.
Cold Hard Danish Kroner.
And at the Graveyard's Kiss tier, Leaky Mausoleum, Stephen Somerville, the Concerto 1999 Fanatic, Hank the Tank, Private Eyes, Ashen Lionels, Whopper, the Electric Alchemist, Anders Engstrom, ICDC, Durple Purple, David Haddam, Graham Bonnet's Disco Pants and Haircuts.
I said, Graham, you know, our audience expects you to be a bit more dirty.
Disco Pants and Haircuts, yeah.
I'm just going to put my guitar across his head.
And Sick Tone.
Where is she? Where is she?
Just about to close up the library.
Thank you so much to all of you for your generous support of the Deep Purple podcast. So, all right. So a lot to digest in those lyrics. And while our tummies are rumbling, digesting away, John doesn't have any decision to make this week because he already has a Gypsy's Kiss on
keeping
his thing. So, but you know what we didn't do? We have to get into the spreadsheet the proper way. Sing it, Merms.
Well, John's busting out the spreadsheets, and he's fumbling with the tabs. Oops, he sorted it the wrong way. Now he can't tell what is bad.
All right, I have to say, I mean, I have the opportunity to put it back if I want to, but I have to put a Gypsy's Kiss. I think I like it even a little bit more now by imagining at least that that is the scenario that's in these lyrics. There was an interview recently with Simon McBride, and he's talking about how Ian Gillan is a genius, and I agree. He's quirky, he's wild, he's crazy, but man, the guy's a genius. And I think the musicality of the song and the arrangement of those great musical parts is matched by his creativity with coming up with something like this. It's just, I love it. I really like the song. The song is grown on me over the years, and I really, really like it. So, Gypsy's Kiss, making it onto my playlist in the place of Under the Gun.
All right, I was going to say, don't tell me you play some Perfect Strangers, because that's not happening.
No. No, that's gonna be tough. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of got an idea of what my 2 songs on this album would be, but we'll see. It's the whole point of this experiment. So Gypsy's Kiss officially comes out of the random song selection, episode 383, and we are 12.5% through the Perfect Strangers album. Still no repeat album, and still no Mark 1. And still nothing from the first 3 Mark II albums, the big ones. So
Yep.
And we still have not had Breakfast in Bed.
Thank goodness.
All right, John. Well, it's been a pleasure. I seeing you work in real time, it just solidifies what our patrons are saying about your ability to analyze these lyrics and bouncing these things off of you and back and forth. I think we're getting some work done here.
That I'm a genius.
That you are, much like Simon McBride said about Ian Gillan. I believe he would say the same about you if he heard your lyrical analysis.
Well, I've always been good at like picking things apart if you just give me enough time.
That's right. That's why.
And I needed time with this one. Jesus.
Yeah, we should. The people listening don't know, but we actually paused the episode for 5 hours while we just sat and stared and thought about it. This was an all-day episode. All right. Well, John, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we will see you next week. And here's a kiss from the Gypsy.
Breeze on.
A peck.
The Gypsy's peck.
That's a different kind of song. Ooh. All right. Later, everybody.
If you like the Deep Purple podcast and would like to support the show, please consider joining our Patreon or donating on PayPal. Patrons get full access to the podcast, Discord server, ratings, spreadsheets, and live stream invites. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts to help new people discover the show. You can follow the show on Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, or Threads. You can also check out the website at deeppurplepodcast.com for show notes and more. Contact us via email at John or Nate at deeppurplepodcast.com. Thanks for listening.